This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of an award-winning dog trainer? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Nikki Musko with the Collar Club Academy. Nikki, it's great to have you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn all about you and your business. So please start off and tell our listeners just a little bit more about your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me. So we are a professional dog training company that's been in business since 2014. We are based out of Denton, Texas. And even though our facility is local, we work with clients from all over the country. So our specialty is in board and train programs where dogs stay with us for a period of time, and we handle the training process directly. So this is ideal for clients who either don't have the time, are overwhelmed, or are dealing with more complex behavioral issues. So we work with a wide range of cases, from basic obedience, leash manners, to more of the advanced behavior modification, including reactivity. So really what sets us apart is that we don't just train the dog, we also train the owner. So once the dog is ready, we guide the client through a structured transition process so they understand how to maintain the results long-term in a real-world environment.
Wow, Nikki. Now, how did you originally get into this industry?
Yeah, so I started working with dogs as a child. It's something I've always been naturally drawn to. I was fascinated by behavior early on and spent a lot of time observing and trying to understand how dogs think and communicate. So since there weren't formal training resources readily available for me at the time, I built my foundation through self-education and hands-on experience. So I continued training dogs on the side while working in corporate once I got older, and it grew to a point where I had to make a decision, either stay where I was or fully commit to building something of my own. So I chose to take that leap, and that's how the Collar Club Academy was created. So what started as something that I was passionate about has turned into a full-scale business helping dogs and their owners at all levels.
Wow, I love that. Now, today, being in your industry, what is the most common misconception you come across when it comes to getting some of these pups to behave?
Yeah, a common myth I hear about the dog training industry specifically is probably that training should be quick, or that a dog is fixed after a few sessions, when in reality, training is a process that involves building consistency, structure, and follow through from both the dog and the owner. So that's why we focus not just on the dog, but heavily on educating the client so results last long term.
Wow, amazing. Now, let's switch gears here for a second, Nikki. We know marketing is the heart of every business. So ideally, what areas are you focusing on, and how are you attracting your clients?
So we're all online, word of mouth. I think word of mouth is probably one of the fastest growing. But then, of course, Google is a wonderful tool that people can find us online. And then we also do in person. So you can find us around in Frisco. We have done the Fresh Market. We have done Canton Trade Days. So we've been all over.
Now, outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
A lot what I do for fun still revolves around dogs. So I actually founded a nonprofit called Mercy Dogs, and that's something I really enjoy putting my time into. So we take dogs from shelters and we train them to become service dogs for our local veterans and first responders dealing with PTSD or anxiety. So that's been really fulfilling work. I've reached a point where giving back and using my skill set to help people and dogs at the same time is something I genuinely enjoy, not just something that I feel like that I have to do.
I love that. Have you ever thought about having your own podcast to educate some of these clients?
I have. As you know, it's a lot of work.
Yes. Now, let's really get down to the heart of things here. What is that number one takeaway you'd like our listeners to gather from learning about the Collar Club Academy, if there was one takeaway they could take?
I would say one thing I wish listeners probably understood is that there's no one size fits all approach to dog training. Every dog has a different personality, background, and way of learning, just like humans do. So I would say what makes that different is that we customize our approach to the individual dog. So our goal is to never break a dog. You hear that phrase quite a bit in the industry. Instead, it's more important to understand the dog and communicate clearly and bring out the best in them. So we really see ourselves as coaches. So we're there to guide both the dog and the owner toward a high level of clarity, structure, and trust so that we can achieve real lasting results.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about the Collar Club Academy?
Yeah, so you can visit our website at thecollarclubacademy.com to learn more about our programs and see the results we're getting. If you have questions or want to get started, you can call or text us at 469-290-3306, and we'll walk you through the next steps and what would be the best fit for your dog.
Well, Nikki, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com or call 469-221-9345.